The match of the day coming to you from Dutton Park in Kapunda. Today's game between Kapunda Bombers and the Nuriootpa Tigers promises to be a great contest between two teams battling for position in the middle of the table. With me I've got from Kapunda, Matt Ryan. Matt, how do you see this game turning out?
Yes, I think it'll be a close one. Both teams are sort of looking to cement themselves in the top four, and a loss here actually puts them right back in the pack with the rest of the teams.
Yes, and in a season where it's the top three and then a tight bunch in the middle, it's going to be really important to pick up wins like this.
And Kapunda's issue right at the minute is that their percentage is low, so they're probably going to need an extra win towards the end of the season if they are going to play finals.
Nuri are another team with a low percentage. They've had a lot of close games this year.
So both teams definitely need the win today to keep their seasons rolling.
Absolutely, and neither team particularly big in terms of extreme size, but Nuri have got good height through the ground. A lot of their running players are 6 foot plus.
Yeah, Kapunda's probably the opposite. They got 3 talls and the rest of them are midgets, so
yes,
they're just going to have to try and run Nuri off their feet.
But speed is going to be a factor for the Bombers today. It's a nice day, very little wind at all, dry, beautiful deck out here at Kapunda. The Kapunda running game could come into its own.
Yeah, well, that's what Kapunda's game's all about. Is it's about moving the ball on quickly and not getting in to kick down the line, to pack mark kick down the line, because they don't win too many of them.
And that's very similar to Nuri as well. So we're going to see two styles that are going to go head to head and see which team is able to adapt first and which team will break that deadlock.
Both teams do have a couple of key important personnel out, but what they've got out there is still good enough. So we'll just see what happens at the end of the day and who obviously applies the scoreboard pressure.
Biggest question for me today is going to be in the ruck. Aaron Whistler big unit and gave Mark Borholm trouble last week in the game against Anguston, coming up against Newry, which don't have a dominant ruckman as such. They've got Dan Burgess and Bart Ryan sort of both doing parts in the ruck. But if Newry are able to negate Whistler's influence and perhaps those two get some touches around the ground, they could be slightly ahead.
Yeah, and the good thing that Kapunda do have is they do have Josh Rosenzweig, who's another 200-centimetre lad to back him up. Plus White Ryan will do a little bit of ruck work forward and occasionally he'll have a squirt on the ball and just see how he's going forward. And if he's dominating there, I don't think he'll spend too much time on the ball though.
And probably the biggest feature about White Ryan is that haircut. You know, you've got to be a confident player to go out there with that, don't you?
You certainly do. He wears it well he thinks he does anyway, but I don't think he's had a haircut since he made his debut for Kapunda back in under-17s 3 years ago. So the mullet's there to stay, he said.
Okay, and we're not too far away from the start of the game now, and the siren going, and we'll have the umpires in shortly for the toss. And it's a unique ground here at Kapunda. It doesn't seem like there's a favoured end, but always seems to be one end in particular is better for scoring.
Yeah, generally the wind heads from where we are here across to the netball courts, and that's generally the scoring end, but the hill runs the other way, so quite often if you get on a roll you can kick goals down the hill as well.
Yes, and it's an unusual setting here at Kapunda. The trees behind the goal to the right of screen make it very interesting, and the depth perception catches a lot of visiting teams out when they're having shots for goal.
Yeah, they do. You find a lot of balls do get touched on the line where they think that they're going to make the ground easy, but they even catch a few Kapunda blokes a bit astray sometimes, even though they practice kicking goals there every week.
I'm looking forward to some real high-intensity footy around the stoppages today. Newry have demonstrated a willingness to tackle this year that I think is new to the club and has really been brought by Kyle Jenner with his mindset from Central Districts, where it's very physical, very defensive. So you contrast that with the likes of Brad Williams from Kapunda, who is just a tackling machine who will go in all day at every contest. I think it's going to be great for people at home to watch.
And one thing that Fraser's worked really hard on is our forward pressure, with Kapunda's forward pressure. And we've got a lot of little small blokes up there that are pretty quick, so their tackling, they've been working hard on that and keeping the ball in. We can't have it coming out easy.
And Newry, of course, their biggest strength is their defence. So again, we're seeing a really interesting matchup today with the team's strengths playing into the other team's strengths. So you're set for a really great contest here today.
Looks like Newry's reserves coming to the bench here. Dearlove, Burgess, Damasi, and I'm not sure of the fourth one there. We'll have to wait until I see his number. But Kapunda's reserves are going to be Stribley, Jones, Menzel, and Opitz.
Okay, and players heading to their positions now. We'll be set for a big contest. Kapunda going to the right of screen, it looks like.
Yep, right of screen down the hill. And it looks like umpire Herman has got the ball in his hand and will be just about ready to throw it up. Looks like Williams has gone to Baldwin.
And of course Herman, one of the premier umpires in the BLG competition, as he bowls it up, and Newry Ruckman winning that tap. But we're going to have another stoppage straight away.
And we probably see quite a few of them today with some scrimmages and then stoppages, so hopefully the boys can spread it out and open the game up.
And Bart Ryan was fantastic against Gawler Central last week, and he'll be looking to build on that with a bit of confidence. But he doesn't want to engage in a lot of physical battles with Whistler. Whistler much bigger and stronger.
Probably the other key matchups today, it looks like young Westlake's gone to Zanandrea, who's Kapunda's key forward. And it looks like young Jacob Heinze, a 17 or 18-year-old from Kapunda, has gone to James Bentley, which should be a good matchup.
Newry going forward there.
Looks like Laverty's on the end of it there.
Handball to Laverty and an outside of the boot check side kick for a goal. Newry starting swiftly.
That was a good goal. He got on the end of that when it got flicked out and kicked it as a check side, as you said, Mike. And that's a good start to Nuri.
It's been a interesting start, but Kapunda are not going to want to let Nuri get any confidence and momentum going here. They've got to try and hold them at least. But it starts here from the middle. They need Whistler to get up and get his hand on the footy.
No, I think that'll be the key here. Whistler jumping over Bart Ryan, and he's done it there.
Yes, big tap forward.
Looks like both Shinnick and Mudge having a tussle there at half forward. Ball spills out. Shinnick's got it again. Could have been legged, but the umpires let it go.
Great handball change from Nuri. Oh, magnificent handball working close from the Tigers.
Scott Bentley
driving forward now.
And that's a good grab.
That's a big, strong mark. Looking to go deep into the forward line. We're looking for Bentley here.
Jenner could be having a shot here. He's probably 55 metres out, but he does have a raking right foot, and he's kicking with the breeze at his back.
We're in a great position behind him to watch this. As he comes in now. Lets it go, hangs it left, and stays left.
Does make the distance there, which is good, and but like
minor score.
Hooked it to the left.
Kapunda kicking out now.
Evans really does like these new rules where he can run out of the square and he can generally bomb it to the centre circle if he's got the right option. He'll hold it up and wait.
Is that part of the Kapunda game plan to go long?
Not all the time, but generally Fraser's with a long kick does it well.
He does that now. Kicks to a player in the middle of the ground, but unfortunately he's spoiled. Nuri have recovered possession.
That looks like Madden's got the ball out in the outer wing. Not sure where Madden actually started today, but I thought he was going to start back on probably Ryan. It's a good spoil from Borg over the top. We've got Whistler and someone running towards the footy. Just pushing it forward.
And big, strong gang tackle there. Kapunda refusing to allow that ball to come out of the contest. Bo Shinnick starting well for the Tigers. Has had his hand on the ball 2 or 3 times already. He's a player who, if he gets going, can be a match winner.
Fernell's good handball back to Scott Bentley. Scott Bentley's got the ball, try to hack forward, it's smothered. Josh Dodd's got the ball, gets knocked out, and now Mudge is tackled by Fernell. We have another ball up.
Just another ball up. We're going to be saying that a lot today. As we go up, and Whistler gets his hand to that footy, but no clear win.
Looks like a holding free here to, I think it's Alex Edwards, it is. About 60 out from goal, he plays on and goes wide.
Going to the far pocket, but misses the target.
Evans picks the ball up, handballs away. Nuri have the ball here. Looking at the ball, and Billy Nichols has kicked a behind.
Billy Nichols' strength to stand up in that tackle and still get his kick away, but unfortunately off target.
Evans comes wide to Lane Curtis, who's out by himself. Gets a good handball onto Riley Menzel, playing only a 17-year-old playing in his 3rd game of A-grade footy. Kicks forward.
Going long down this boundary side.
White Ryan's got the footy here, jams it on the boot. Zadandrea's got it here in the pocket. Chips back into the centre. We got Mudge here. Her handball's back to White. White miss kicks, and the ball gets knocked out. It's in Kapunda's goal square. There's some pressure, and the ball looks like it's going to get trapped in. And umpire Herman calls for another ball. You're
probably lucky to salvage that. Kapunda looked like they were in the box seat there. Had 2 players clear forward of the contest, and unfortunately weren't able to hit them.
It looked like Mudge probably should have snapped the ball then. The handball backwards went to a 50-50. And
excellent defensive forward pressure there. Throwing in Kapunda's forward pocket. Nice deep throw in. Actually cleared the 2 ruckmen. And Nuri looked like they were about to be out there, but free kick given away.
Jenner's got the free kick and he clears sideways to John A, who's back from injury. Who has hit wide. Billy Nichols out on the wing.
Nichols was very good for the Tigers last week. Picked up a lot of touches, especially the second half when the game was there to be won.
He chips along the line to, it looks like Baldwin. He's just been given a little bit too much room, I think, at the moment.
Baldwin going long, searching. Players fly. Kapunda able to control that tap as they come back down at the outer wing now.
Evan kicks back into the centre. There's a Mudge has got the ball here, getting tackled straight away by Fernell.
And we'll have another ball up in the middle of the ground.
The tackling has been a bit of a feature here lately, but people aren't slipping tackles, so the ball is getting held in.
Yes, two very good, strong physical teams that value the tackling. They value possession of the footy too. They don't waste it.
Looks like a free in the ruck to Bart Ryan. Looks like he's been taken high.
Ryan going out to the half-forward flank. On a good lead there, Jenner. Unable to take the mark, and we'll have a throw-in. On the half-forward flank, currently on the Grant Birchwine scoreboard, Nuri 1 goal to 8, leading Kapunda yet to score.
Whistler takes front position and hits the ball down to Kapunda's Rover, who gets tackled straight away, and it gets held in for another ball up. Whistler and Ryan going at it again here. No real clear ascendancy there. Whistler gets a quick kick out.
Two Nuri players sitting behind, kick behind play there. Able to clear the bowl.
Scott Bentley's taken a good mark by himself.
Bentley starting to stamp his print on this game as he plays on, runs around a couple of players, handballs off, and a great smother there from Kapunda.
White's got the ball now, who kicks down the line to White Ryan, who gets spoiled by Fernell.
Very, very good coming in late there, Fernell, able to get a hand on that. Otherwise, White would have taken the mark, been able to turn and go. Both teams looking for someone to spark it in the middle and find a way to clear the ball from the contest.
Whistler does win another tap down to Kapunda's Rovers, who keep flicking it out, but they just can't get clear. Nuri are setting up behind the footy pretty well, and they're continuous. The handball back gets them a bit of space. We'll have another ball up here, I think, as it gets held in.
Nuri's handball game in traffic has been excellent the last couple of weeks, and is a clear weapon that they work on to clear the ball out of the contest rather than throwing the ball on the boot and having it smothered.
One thing that was a bit of a concern for Kapunda was Cam Matters went off limping just before, but I see he's lining up there on the bench ready to come back on. So,
and Kapunda driving the ball forward, but Nuri able to stymie that foray, and we'll have another stoppage as Kapunda's forwards having to lay a lot of tackles just to keep the ball in their area. Bombers need to find a way to actually get clear possession.
Looks like everyone's pushed up into Kapunda's half of the ground now, so Nuri will be looking to slingshot this the full ground, but it's Kapunda are going to try and hem it into this.
But when Nuri do get it, they're going to have to wait for players to get forward because there is no one clear forward of the centre circle. This is old style flooding.
Jornay clears the contest. Doesn't go too far, but Madden's taken a really good contested mark there out in that back pocket on the far side.
But now he's got to go back and wait for a target. Goes down the boundary line.
Norton gets pushed under the football by Kapunda's captain, Max Neville. Tyrell Hocking's now got the ball in the centre. It does get smothered, so Nuri are away here. Charging forward with James Bentley and Jacob Heinze. And James Bentley has kicked his first.
Bentley with a great goal there, able to pick the ball up on the run under pressure and get the ball on the boot.
And that was that slingshot that we were talking about that Kapunda had to be aware of with Nuri pushing everyone up.
Bentley's been Nuri's key main goal kicker the last few weeks, and that's something that we were questioning earlier in the year about Nuri, was where were their goals going to come from, and he stood up as a nice focal point up forward. Loves a bit of me time as well.
I see Nuri have made a couple of changes now with Bart Ryan coming off and Daniel Burgess going into the ruck. And Alex Edwards has come off and looks like Shane Dearlove is going to the half-forward line.
That'll make them a little bit stronger in the air across half-forward.
Another ball, secondary ball up here after the scrimmage from the ruck.
And
well won by Burgess there, who got some good body condition size on Whistler.
Burgess probably hasn't been playing a lead ruck role, but at most other clubs he would be. At Nura he's the second ruckman, which probably a little surprising to some of us, but he gives him a great second option and keeps the intensity when he does come in.
He's done quite well in his couple of contests so far with Whistler.
And able to grab that ball and just hold it in. We'll have yet another ball up.
Looks like Kapunda have another player jogging off here with looks like a suspected ankle injury, but hopefully they'll attend to him and get him back out there as soon as possible.
As Kapunda clearing from the contest now, but just a kick in hope, and Nuri player behind the ball able to mark. Kicks forward, deep forward on his left leg, and unable to find a marking target as Kapunda spoil that away yet again. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in Nuri's forward line, only a couple of metres around from the point post.
Nuri have started the better of the two teams and have probably had, they've had all the scoring shots. Kapunda have probably had a fair bit of ball inside 50, but haven't been able to get any free, clear passages to set up for goal.
As we see umpire Patterson finding a free kick there, I think.
No, he's just asked the boundary umpire to throw it in again. It didn't get high enough.
That's a little bit better. And Kapunda are able to win that with a big kick out of the contest. Ryan caught out of position there, but able to smash the ball forward.
It's a good tackle from Zanandrea on, looks like Fowlis, and umpire Herman comes in to call for another ball up.
Great defensive pressure. Kapunda's forwards doing a lot of hard work at the moment and not getting any reward. That's got to be a concern.
Yeah, it does. It is a concern, and it just seems Nuri is setting up really well behind the footy as they got three boys going for the footy here, and the ball goes out of bounds.
I think we're seeing the benefits for some teams of being able to watch the footage of the opposition game on YouTube during the week and set up accordingly.
Yep, and Kapunda maybe should have done a little bit more homework on Nuri's one back and looking for that back fed handball, which they've already started using well today. But Kapunda are pretty ferocious at the footy as Nuri are, so we've got a tight contest around the footy.
Definitely stalemate conditions around the ball today. It's going to be interesting to see which team cracks first and is able to get some free ball flowing. As Nuri, no one really won that ruck tap, but Nuri player are able to pick it up. But again, straight away into another stoppage. Umpire Herman balling up again. Nuri get that ball down to
Boshinik, who clears it. A couple of scrubby handballs coming here, and looks like Baldwin could get on the end of this. Good work from Brad Williams to nullify Baldwin's influence.
Baldwin able to get a handball forward there.
Looks like there's been a free behind the play. Baldwin will get a kick for goal, probably from outside 50.
Kept down after he got released the footy. Could have possibly got a free kick in the marking contest prior to that, so probably a deserved free. This might be a little outside his range.
He's kicking with the breeze, so if he gets it up high enough, it probably should carry a little bit. It's probably a 2 or 3 goal breeze to the.
He's talented enough to get this. Does aim it high, and it has carried, but offline. So not making Kapunda pay yet, as Nuri moved to 2-2-14 to Kapunda yet to score on the Grant Burge 1 score.
Kapunda clear the ball out from go Evans through to Opitz, through to Ryan at half forward. The big truck needs to move this on quickly now.
Does go deep.
We've got Bell in front and Zanandrea.
And Justin Zanandrea, the juice with the kick over his shoulder.
And Barnes has taken a good mark in front with the ball swirling.
And we're just being joined in the commentary position by the great Nick Matthews from the Nuri Football Club.
So he's just finished his beer and pie, so he's ready to go.
Not quite finished his beer yet. Just don't spill it on me this week. Okay, well,
good mark from Scott Bentley there under pressure from Tyrell Hocking.
welcome aboard. Welcome back, Nick. Great to have you back again.
It's good to be back here for the first quarter until Riley Haynes will take over. You played in the twos today, so let's say some words.
Left side.
Baldwin flies, and the ball gets knocked out of his hand. What have we got here? We've got a free kick to Kapunda. It looks like Williams will take that, being scragged when he didn't have the ball.
Okay, hopefully the technical issues sorted there for you, Nick. Let's give that a try.
Beautiful.
That's much better. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
AV guy Sam, back from a knee reconstruction, doing a great job.
Very nice mark there from Dodd, who's the smallest bloke in that pack, but the bloke that wanted it the most. Unfortunately, the kick wasn't quite as good, and Westlake's cut that off in front of Zanandrea.
The Doc Westlake, a good young footballer, speedy. He's going to be a great matchup for Zanandrea today.
He will be, because I think he's actually quite tough and strong as well. So.
He is. A lot like his father.
Yeah, lucky Westlake wears thongs and shorts on any outing, so he wore some today. A bit cold this morning, but he's still.
So you're saying he's stupid? That's probably not a nice thing to say.
He does not feel pain.
I was thinking classy dresser, but White Ryan has taken a good mark here.
But by your standards, that probably would be correct.
Ryan's got the ball 35 metres out here. Kicking's probably not his strength, but hopefully he can make the distance and
so
get
we're
the punter
saying
on the board.
he's about a 30% chance.
I'm saying 70%.
I'm going probably 95.
But you did put the curse on everyone last week.
There we go.
As Wyatt Ryan puts Kapunda on the board for the first time today with a major.
No, that was a minor.
Sorry,
actually.
a minor score. And on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard, Nuri 2 goal 3-15, playing Kapunda 1 behind.
Okay, Sammy Fallon clearing the 50. Big kick out to the wing. Chucky Fowles kicking off the ground, intercepted.
So that's Fraser Evans got the ball to Brad Williams, who's gone to Brody Borg. Borg's been tackled as soon as he's got it, and we'll have another ball up on the far side.
So whereabouts Evans lining up exactly? Is he deep in defence or across half back?
Probably across half back. It looks like, because I think young Jacob Heinze's got the job at full back on James Bentley, so Evans will take the centre half back role.
How's Jacob Heinze been going so far this year?
Really well, actually. His footy's come on in leaps and bounds. Last year he played a couple of games while he was still in under 17, but this year he's probably been played as one of the key defenders and hasn't had too many goals kicked on him at all.
Well, he's in for an interesting day today against an informed forward in James Bentley, who we've learned in the last few weeks loves a bit of me time, Nick.
Yeah, a bit of a celebration boy. He doesn't mind kicking goals either, so we'll see what happens today. Young kid though on him. I reckon good matchup.
Up here in Kapunda, he's in the right area to enjoy his country music after the game.
Yes, he's one for camping out in the bush and enjoying a bit of country music by the campfire.
Okay, as we see a ball up on the outer wing, Nuri able to get that to their man playing behind the contest.
Scotty Bentley clears the kick and Jimmy's gives a handball over to Medax, Shane Dearlove. To Dimmer, open goal.
Damassi's
Gets
kicked the
tackled.
check side here, and it has rolled through
Yes,
for a goal.
another check side kick there. Tim Damassi with a goal. Classy running player. Damassi, once he gets forward of the contest, it's all over.
And that's one thing Kapunda has let happen a couple of times here, the ball getting out the back and having too much space after having the ball in their forward line for the majority of the contest.
At what point do Kapunda have to react to this and put someone behind the ball in the manner that Nuri have?
It's not really Fraser Evans' go-to. He's more thing is pushing it into your forward lines and keeping it in there and blocking it in there. And if the ball's in your forward lines, you're more chance of kicking the goals. But saying that, if you keep getting a few slingshots happening, we could end up with having to put one back just to ice the game a little bit and make sure Nuri don't run away with it.
We've got the great Bart Ryan up against Aaron Whistler in the ruck again.
Rosenzweig's actually just gone into the ruck. Whistler's just come for a spell into the forward pocket.
And Rosenzweig doing well there, getting the ball to ground just behind him. So nullifying that. So we'll have another stoppage almost in exactly the same spot.
Rosenzweig gets his fist to it and goes on to Hocking. Hocking probably gets taken high, but the ball's going forward. Zanandrea is under it here. And he's got a good tackle on, and that's probably going to be holding the ball. And
yes.
umpire Herman agrees with that, which will give Zanandrea a kick for goal.
Good call from the umpire. Didn't go with his normal favourite call of my ball.
Kicking this into the breeze. You'd think Justin Zanandrea should have the journey, but we saw Ryan's kick did die late and went to the far pocket, so Zanandrea will have to start
Zanandrea a much more accomplished shot on goal than Ryan, so you'd think that he's got the brains to think his way through this.
Like he's done the exact same thing as Ryan and kicked it out to the left.
Oh,
You wouldn't read about
that's
it.
my mistake for describing Justin Zanadrea as smart. I should know better.
Luke Jornay taking the kick out. Back out. Doc Westlake on the hunt again. Ball rock triples over though.
Westlake will be a bit annoyed after giving up a shot on goal, so he's going to look to try and get himself into the contest here and have an impact.
Yeah.
Has been quite a scrappy game to start off here with no real flow and run, but Kapunda are hemming the ball into their forward lines, and I'll be hoping that they'll be able to score soon to put some scoreboard pressure on Nuri.
Question without notice, Nick. What's happened to my man Terence Wilfred?
Terence just had to go back with the flight last week and got his hand knocked, so he's got a bit of swelling on his hand. Legs are all good though, so he'll get a bit of fitness up through being the runner.
Okay, that's good to know because I've been enjoying his footy the last few weeks.
He's a pretty good kick, and he's good to watch.
He's an excitement machine.
Yes.
As Ryan probably got the best out of that ruck contest, but again, straight into the arms of a player who's wrapped up immediately.
Yes, the name Ryan normally sits more in the Kapunda community, but Nuriootpa have got their own Ryan out there today with Bart crossing from Freeling a few years ago.
Yes, Big Bartleby. He's an interesting character and has became a makeshift ruckman in the B grade ranks earlier, but is now pushing through and playing some good A grade footy.
He certainly is, and he's probably nullifying the influence of both Whistler and Rosenzweig at the moment, which is all Nuri are probably asking for him, so they don't get beaten away from the stoppage.
Yes, I think with their tackling pressure around the stoppages, that's all they really want. As Nuri get their hands on the footy and able to get it out to the side, but chopped off by Kapunda.
If you look closely at Billy Nichols' shorts, they say Dave Cleary on them. You forgot his shorts today, Billy Nichols.
That's got to be a fine, surely.
Definitely.
Got to be a big fine.
Cam Matters kicks forward, and Zanadrea drops the mark, but he's still got the ball on the ground. And he's
taken high,
so he'll have another shot for a goal. This time a bit closer.
Bit closer. This should be a much more comfortable shot for him.
And hopefully Justin's learnt from his last shot to set it up towards the right-hand goalpost.
That was umpire Patterson that picked that one up. It was in perfect position. Comes in now. Right foot kick.
Misses to the right side. Can't find it.
Overcorrected, and Kapunda are throwing some easy chances away here, and the worst thing that could happen here is Nuri go down the other end and kick one.
We've got a few big bodies out to the right side here. See if Tuna picks up.
Big bodies, yes. Mitch Norton, definitely in that category.
And big Dan Roundville. Got some good meterage on it though.
Chose to go to the other side despite having the big guys out here.
You would think, actually, yeah. Big Bart Ryan over there. And Alfie can jump. He can jump pretty high, Alf.
Well, I guess kicking the coach is a pretty good idea.
Keeps you in the team.
Is that what you did wrong?
I mean, I do a lot of things wrong, and that's probably not one of it, actually. But my knees give me a bit of strife, so having a few weeks off.
Yes, we do have the long weekend bye next week, so it does give players that are a bit injured that extra week to get right for the second half of the season. So sometimes it's good to have that week off before the bye to freshen up.
Not just the players, some of the commentators are looking forward to a week off too.
What else do you do on your Saturdays, Teeks?
Well, when I'm doing this, not much else.
Not much else. What about when you're not doing this? What about summer? Summer, it's 35 degrees outside.
Summer's lawn bowls season.
Oh.
Premierships are plenty at Anguston.
Umpire Patterson's got the ball again here, and he's just about to throw
go
it
back
up.
to talking about the footy. And
Jordy
Nuri,
Fennell
their man
getting clear.
at the back of the contest yet again. Hooks that around.
Big contest. Billy Nichols sitting under it. Gets it clear.
Nichols carrying on from last week's fourth quarter form where he was electric for the Tigers.
He was good, wasn't he?
He really did propel them when they started to get that run on. It was very much about him, Scotty Bentley. They were the two guys that turned it.
Nuri have got two blokes again set up behind the footy in Bart Ryan and looks like young Falland, who's now coming up to the contest. And we have another ball up. This looks more like an under-9s game than a good game of A-grade footy with everyone around the footy, and we'll be going ball up, ball up, ball up.
Yes, we talked this one up before the opening bounce. It was going to be a great game of football, but it still has the potential to do that as the first quarter comes to a close. Kapunda goalless in the first term at home with just 3 behinds to Nuri's 3-goal 3-21 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard here at Kapunda.
Yes, we have single goal kickers today so far to Aaron Laverty, James Bentley and Tim Damasi, while Kapunda have just got 3 points, which is would be a bit disappointing for them.
Okay, we'll be back for the start of the second quarter shortly.
Yeah, I know what's wrong with his wrist. Too much of this. He listens, I reckon he listens to this YouTube and sort of gets himself going. But he's the kind of guy that would record himself having a wank and watch it back and jerk his He killed himself, it's alright. But Zach is the kind of guy that would do that.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he is, but I don't tell him that. Yeah, for 3 quarters, and then Mr. Beerskill had to take over. When to pass a long neck over me to Zach and it spilled it all down the back of me. You made paper for that too. Trash journalism. No. Oh yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah, oh, big was. You're doing well, very good. Well, you know, you are doing well. Hey, fuck you, Devlin. No, they won't let him breathe. There's a rule. It's a local ordinance that brought it in. He won't be out tonight. Yeah, he hasn't been on farm for a while yet. We all wanted that to go ahead. We wanted to go ahead. It would have been a massive fine. Yeah, I guarantee we won't talk about that at all. If there's any ladies listening, their captain's
Welcome back to Dutton Park at Kapunda for today's BLG match of the round between Kapunda and Nuri. If you're just tuning in on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard, Nuri 3-goal 3-21 with a good start against Kapunda, 3 behinds.
Yeah, better players there for Nuri in that quarter. You just noticed them getting the ball back off the pack and feeding handballs back, and blokes like Baldwin getting on the end of it, as well as Bo Shinnick had a really good start. So. And
their playing coach Kyle Jenner was very good, gave them a lot of drive out of the middle. And Kapunda really looking for a spark.
Whistler's gone back into the ruck and will need to
wins that tap, but straight into another stoppage. As we've seen a lot of that today, both teams very defensive around the stoppages.
Yep, and There's a lot of players around the stoppages. I think one of the teams needs to clean a few out to
And
open the game up a bit.
Whistler with a big knock forward, but
Sammy Fallon can't find the pick up. Bit of a Fallon pun to get it forward.
Harry Wacky goes forward, and Rosenzweig's there, and as is Zanandrea, who's crumbed it, and unfortunately he socketed it out of bounds.
Just has a step on Doc Westlake at the moment.
Westlake quick, but Zanandrea is genuinely lightning quick.
Unlucky for Doc, he usually gets the best player every week, so...
That's the curse of actually being good. That's why none of us know that feeling.
No, he does have his work cut out today. Zanandrea kicked 5 goals last week, including 3 last quarter goals, which nearly got Kapunda over the line against Angerson. So he's in some good form at the moment. As Geordie Furnell clears for Newry.
Yes, it was a shame that Kapunda couldn't beat Angerson last week, but yeah, tough loss for them. They really would have gotten a momentum boost from that. As Newry looking to come down this near side wing.
Jimmy Bentley takes a big pack mark and gives Bo a bit of space out there.
Bo Shinnick getting on the end of this.
Well tackled by Dodd.
That is a great tackle from Dodd. If he hadn't made that, Kapunda were in.
Clean pick up Alex Edwards to Mads, to Mace, and then finds Alex Edwards again. Good running by Newry. Good spread.
That's excellent work from Newry, and yeah, the ability to work forward of the ball is something that Kapunda haven't been able to do yet.
So Edwards has got a kick for goal here, probably maybe 35, 40 metres out.
He's a good shot on goal. I'd back him for this one.
He's had a lot of shots on goal in his life, so he's probably been very familiar with this spot. He's got good connection, but just faded right.
And with the wind probably not in his favour there, he's floated across.
A lot of behinds down that side of the goals this year. Or this week, sorry.
Yes. We've had, that's the 4th point going to the right of screen.
Very tough place to kick goals, Kapunda, even with the new goalposts.
Yes, new goalpost, new goalpost netting behind as well, so the ball doesn't run away.
We still have yet to see how these goalposts will stand up to Greg Micken running into them while he's goal umpiring.
Greg's been banned from goal umpiring, so that won't happen.
He did put one at an angle a couple of years ago at the left end of the screen.
Scotty Bentley just runs the ball out. Another stoppage.
Ball in on the outer half-forward flank for Newry. Newry starting with a bit of momentum again.
Whistler going up in the ruck against Ryan again. Whistler
and
gets
big
a
push.
Matters by himself here.
Yes, Matters has got the ball and kicks forward. We've got Harry Watkey, who should have the legs on Ryan Fowlis. He's got about 25 years on him.
Yes, and he proves that and sells a bit of candy, gets around, drives the ball forward.
And Zanandrea's going to good work from Westlake there, just with some pressure.
Westlake.
And Westlake runs it through for a point.
Excellent body pressure. That kick probably put right on the head of the Kapunda key forward. Needed to be a little bit shorter, give him a chance to go at it.
But Ryan Falcon.
That looked like it was a kick right in the middle of Dodd's back, and Kapunda are trying to play on here, but the umpire's called it back.
And we've got a Kapunda player down, just gathering his breath.
Yeah, Dodd's
he's all right.
Dodd's got Bart Ryan's knee or foot right in the middle of his back there, so and that's what the free kick was paid for.
All 90 kilos of Bart Ryan.
90 kilos, you're being generous.
Yeah, I thought I'd trickle over the 100, but...
As Big White Ryan, his namesake, actually takes a good pack mark here.
It's a big truck.
And hopefully he'll be able to get Kapunda onto the scoreboard with a major. So he's about 25 metres out.
But considering he's a Ryan, and with a haircut like that, I'm not going to back him in, even from such a short range.
And Ryan looks like he has kicked a goal. Kapunda's first.
Through it, and very good. He's got Kapunda moving ahead to 1 goal 4, 10 points, playing Newry 3 goal 4, 22 on the Grant Birch Wine scoreboard. Kapunda's first major, and hopefully that can spark something from the Bombers.
So Ryan does still train with Central District Reserves. He was the winner of their under-18s Best and Fairest last year. So whilst good for Kapunda to have him, I actually think Centrals are probably missing out on something because he is a big man and does take a good contested mark.
So you're telling me that he's under the age of 20 years old?
That is correct.
Wow.
He's a huge man, isn't he?
Good pedigree. Good pedigree.
Great pedigree, but geez, they feed him well over here.
Farmers.
And Whistler gets a great tap forward there. But again, Nuri's players behind the contest, able to clean up.
Hot contest in the hot pool.
Fallon did that well to stop that ball with the momentum going forward. He just held the game up and caused another stoppage.
This plays into Nuri's hands. They're very happy to do this all day long.
Yeah, with Geordie Fennell and Scotty Bentley in there, they don't mind a little scrapple. Good tackle there by Alex Edwards.
It's something we don't say very often.
Not sure if it's even a word, to be honest.
We'll make scrapple a word.
Scrapple, yeah.
The tackle from Alex Edwards is what surprised me.
He's a fierce little man. He doesn't lose at too many things.
Laverty gets a good kick forward and the ball does get spoiled.
Mitchy Norton gives it
Good work
Norton
from
with a
Jacob
big
Heinze.
tap back.
Heinze clears.
Straight to the
Lucky
front.
with a lot of space out here.
Just need to play this well.
Fraser Evans with a big booming left foot.
And Ryan gets himself under it again and takes another great mark.
Oh, that is a
good mark.
superb mark under pressure from two Nuri defenders. But the kick from Fraser Evans displays the value of being able to recruit a player of that quality into this competition. Under pressure, running, able to hit a target like that, it's beautiful football to watch.
So Ryan's got another kick for goal here, probably 45 metres out, with the breeze right at his back.
Probably more chance from here than he was from 15 directly in front.
And Teaksy put the mocker on him again, and it's gone out of bounds on the full.
He's even missed the net.
He did have Fraser Evans hovering around the back there for the handball, but he backed himself in to kick it, but unfortunately didn't kick it very well.
I'm wondering if he might hear about that later on. And the Nuri trainer's starting to pipe up now. It's quite interesting.
So Fowlis has the ball deep in the back pocket for Nuri. Numbers are pushing to the far side of the ground, so he kicks long. Looks like Norton's there. Unfortunately, it looks like it's gone out of bounds on the full.
That's very not Chook Fowlis like.
That's more Brad Hapner, isn't it?
No, Brad would find a target. It'd just be under a bit of pressure. Happy's not too bad. Second best last week, Brad Hapner. Back up in the mines this week. So maybe they're missing a bit of his ball use from behind.
Definitely finds a lot of it.
Definitely. It's hard to get 50 touches a game, but he does it somehow.
There's an old saying in basketball that energy finds the ball.
He's got a lot of energy.
Yes.
So Rosenzweig's in the rucker, hits it down to Mudge, who kicks forward quickly. Zanandrya nearly gets on the end of it here, and he's still a chance.
Mason
There's
Greats
a
under pressure.
fumble for Nuri there.
Great back handball under pressure from Nuri, and they'll clear the ball here.
Westlake has the ball deep in the back pocket.
One step kick, or not deal.
Very well protected there. Fraser Evans protected young Harry Watke.
He's had a good call to Harry Watke so far.
Evans floating around nearby, just giving some advice.
White Ryan again in the pack. Doesn't quite get his hands on it. Tyrell Hocking roves it. Ball
Taking the
spills
ground
out.
straight away.
Another tackle. Oh, Bailey Jones, that looks like it's too high.
Definitely Bailey Jones taken high, and a good call from umpire Patterson, who was right on the spot.
Yes, the umpires have been very good today, protecting the guy that's putting their head over the footy. So
Well
doing a good
positioned,
job.
both of the umpires today, and that's why they're picking these free kicks up. This is the greatest skill that an umpire can have, is being in a good position.
Good connection there from Bailey Jones. Just doesn't make the distance.
And it looks like Zanandrya has kicked the ball. Oh, what have we got here? Umpire's actually called touched on the line. Kapunda celebrated as if Zanandrya socketed that off the ground, but it must have just cleared the line.
Luke Joyner with the kick out. Looking for Jimmy Bentley. Oh, hits him in the face. Billy Nichols front and standing there. Gets a nice kick out.
Mitch Norton's got a bit of space here.
Norton with a great mark over his shoulder, and the big tank gets a run on.
Scotty Bentley out the back here. Good use for his body. Powers gets up.
Probably
and
going to
that's
be holding the
over.
ball now. Yep.
Yes, great tackle from the Kapunda player. Well rewarded.
Kapunda captain Max Neville tackled then.
I'm still in shock at the Mitch Norton rumbling, bumbling, stumbling run down this wing.
It actually was a very good kick from Mitch as well. He'd actually hit near his player there, and Bentley probably could have marked it. Fortunately spilt it and then tried to take the game on and got caught.
There's Kapunda going forward now for a target on the outer side, but well defended from Nuri and spoiled over the line.
Yes, Jornay made up some good ground there, and looks like Nuri getting a free kick, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why either, but
Could have come off the Kapunda player's boot as he was sliding towards the boundary.
That's a lovely mark from Boshinik. His hands have been electric today, and he's a good young player for Nuri, and
Been in great form the last month. And would have to be probably close to leading Nuri's best and fairest, I'd say, at this stage, Nick.
much so, yeah. Bowie Shinny could be on a fair few votes compared to everyone else.
Hopen's the other one that does get in the best players, but unfortunately only playing every second week. Rules you probably out of a best and fairest.
Yeah.
As we see ball on Nuri's half-forward line. And Nuri with a lot of numbers around this contest.
There is not too much room. Not too much room in the contest at the moment. But a lot of space outside of it. So if someone gets a free kick here, there could be a bit of run and carry.
And again, no one forward of centre-half forward for Kapunda.
Looks like there's a bit of niggle there also between Max Neville and Scott Bentley, and James Bentley comes to put his 2 cents in as worth as well.
Stop picking on my brother.
Brody Borg is sitting back behind the contest by himself though.
Nuri driving the ball high and forward. Kapunda defender in front.
Tim DeMasi, good
Tim
tackle
DeMasi,
there.
Good tackle from Borg.
Unfortunately, he was taken around the ankle by a Kapunda defender, and then the other Kapunda tackler, the pressure almost fell into his back.
But umpire Herman's just going to throw the ball up.
Which is probably a good decision not to penalise that.
Jenner grabs the ball out of the ruck and is tackled straight away. But with the new rules, there's no free kick for that. You have to be given prior opportunity.
And umpire Herman to ball it up for about the 20th time today. He goes with a nice high throw up, gives both umpires a chance, and
Shepherding there because whilst Jenner was doing the ruck work, James Bentley shepherded Kapunda's ruckman Whistler out. And Whistler now has the ball deep in Kapunda's defence.
kicking long.
It's White Ryan again. That's another great mark.
But he is catching everything today. He will catch COVID at this rate.
He's not even in the state at the moment, Teeks, but
he's good enough that he could still catch it.
Ball gets out the back here to Kapunda, but Nuri have numbers there again.
Took a foul, gets it, finds a target in Bo Shinnick, takes a nice one-hand grab.
Fowler just doesn't miss targets.
And at the moment, Bo Shinnick's grabbing anything that's going near him. Good work from Evans from Kapunda, who gets the ball out into space.
A few numbers down the contest here for Nuri. You'd think they get it out, but over the wall, not quite yet.
Nuri seeming to outnumber Kapunda at every contest at the moment. It'll be interesting to see if they've got the stamina to keep this up, Nick.
Yeah. Could be just work rate at the moment. Maybe late in the quarter. How long's there? Midway through, so we'll see how it tracks. Scotty Bentley again holding the ball. Hasn't been able to dispose of it well as of late, but he'll get it.
Just a question for you, Nick. Where do you reckon Madden's playing at the moment? He looks to be spending a fair bit of time out on this wing.
Yeah, Madden is known.
And big mark from Nuri player there.
Yeah, Nick Madden known for his run and carry and really good speed and good skills. So as good as he is down back.
Not paid a mark. It's touched off the boot apparently. Umpire bowls it up. Whistler with the Nuri ruckman all over him, hanging on.
Great leg there by Bowie Shinnick. Finds Jimmy Bentley in the middle.
And now looking deep forward.
Puts it in the hot spot. Mitchie Norton collects, but gets tackled in the back.
And will be rewarded with a free kick.
That's
Was ridden into the ground.
Probably fair enough.
Initial tackle was alright, but Borg did fall straight into the middle of Mitch Norton's
Norton's
back.
starting to bob up and have an influence on this game. His size could be a problem for Kapunda.
And as we saw, he has got a bit of toe in his leg, so he's a very influential player, Mitch Norton. Can turn it on.
He's still no Josh Norton.
No Josh, no Alan Norton. Gee, wouldn't mind seeing Alan Norton out here today. Everyone's had trouble down there, but Mitchie Norton has none.
Norton just drives it low and hard. That was a missile.
So Mitch Norton kicks Nuri's first goal of the second quarter here as Nuri take a lead 4-4-28 to Kapunda 1-5-11.
On the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard here at Kapunda. If you're just tuning in, I've got Matt Ryan from Kapunda and the great Nick Matthews from Nuri in commentary helping us out today. Great of the BLG clubs to supply people on a weekly basis to give us a bit of local knowledge.
It's good. It's fun to give a bit of insight to the clubs and all the players.
And what Nick and I don't know isn't worth knowing.
That's
Correct.
exactly right.
And what they don't know, they make up.
It's a fountain of wisdom between them.
Hocking gets the first clear centre clearance for Kapunda and booms it forward. Whistler provides a contest. And well done to young Fallon, who locks the ball in.
Sam Fallon's been great in defence for the Tigers the last 3 weeks. A real weapon coming back from Central Districts for them.
Yeah, really good. He's found some form as of late. Had a bit of a rocky start to the year, but he's cleaned himself up and showing what he can do.
Hocking's running onto the ball here. It's probably
Gets taken
taken
a
to
little
the high
high,
one,
right.
but umpire must have called he ducked. Young Fallon's got some good size about him too, and looks
But
like
at
he
that
moves
height,
quite
it
well.
looks like you're always ducking.
Dodd signed on for a few more years.
As in Josh Dodd?
Yeah.
He's only signed on for this year at the moment. Obviously, during the year, Kapunda will want to probably try and renegotiate his contract. Last year's reigning best and fairest winner. It's been a little bit quieter at the start of this year, but we've just seen in the last couple of weeks he's been getting going and kicking a few more goals, so
Yeah,
it'd be a good signature to get.
it's a long season. He seems like a pretty handy player, and has achieved a bit so far. So
Yep, he and Evans, they both come together, have been done some good stuff together, so hopefully we'll both see him back at Kapunda next year and for a couple of more years yet.
As Nuri looking to clear this ball out of defence. Just with their handball in tight. There's a push in the back to the Kapunda player there, not paid.
Bo Shinnick again, who clears to Furnell. Furnell along the outer side, kicks the ball up, and Baldwin takes a lovely mark.
Baldwin
Just in front of
he's
Williams.
smooth, gets out into space, and he's unstoppable. As he finds
out
a
it's Dan
target.
Roenfeld. Dan Roenfeld looks inside here, uses Baldwin again. Not 15 though. Turns his man inside out as usual.
A long handball, almost
But
as good
goes
as a
out.
kick, but goes out of bounds, missed the target.
Maybe the umpires in the AFL might call that deliberate because it looked like it just went straight out into no one, but we don't have that rule here,
No,
which is good.
It wasn't deliberate, it was intentional.
Same thing. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Under a normal person's vocabulary, they are.
Nothing normal going on in this tent today.
Right, we see Rosenzweig and Burgess rucking here, and Burgess gets the better of the tap.
Just held his ground, and Rosenzweig younger and not quite strong enough to push the man Mountain Burgess out of the way.
Same two go at the ball again. This time Rosenzweig moves around him and gets Kapunda's way, but it's well read by young, is that Fallon?
Yeah, young Sammy Fallon just couldn't find boot on ball there.
And Harry Wacky tackled him and caught him holding the ball. White Ryan has the ball again, kicks quickly around the corner. We've got Mudge and Shinnick going at it here together. Zanadrea gets the ball and kicks another behind.
Kapunda wasting a lot of opportunities.
3 behind us to Zanadrea. Could have been 3 snags. It'd be want to have them back again.
Totally different story if they were 3 goals. And unfortunately for Kapunda, 1 goal, 6 in a half of footy isn't going to win too many games.
Yeah, Luke Journey with the mark in the centre, or in the goal square for Kapunda.
No, but the margin just 16 points at the moment. That's probably the one thing in Kapunda's favour is that they haven't given up a lot.
Journey back for his first game from injury. I think he had a shoulder against Tanunda. Nick House, he's been training for the last few weeks and it's right to go.
Yeah, he's been running. He's keeping fit. Just just a few niggles, just keeping him out of a bit of high impact, but he's back, which is good.
Evans takes the ball and is wrapped up straight away by Geordie Furnell and Aaron Laverty. So we've got a ball up here on Kapunda's half-forward flank.
A lot of powerful tackling happening here today. 2 teams that love to wrap bodies up and just lay a bit of muscle.
It's 20 minutes gone in this quarter and still a bit of a stalemate. No one's really breaking the game open.
No free-flowing footy so far, but a few more points than goals as well, which doesn't help, but plenty of time left.
Whistler this time gets over Burgess, but Burgess actually wins the tap in the end. It's a handball from Watke, goes forward for Nuri. Dearlove's got the ball, tackled straight away and maybe pushed in the back there. Dearlove will have the kick right in the centre of the cricket pitch here at Kapunda.
Looking to go long here. Looking for Bentley.
Kapunda got plenty of numbers here, and Rosenzweig nearly takes a mark. Nichols rose well, and we have Damasi here running into an open goal, and he kicks another one for Nuri.
Damasi doesn't miss those easy opportunities, and the Tigers making Kapunda pay on the rebound here.
Second goal there for Damasi.
As-
So I probably cut you off there, right?
As Nuri moved to 5 goal 4-34 to Kapunda's 1 goal 6-12 on the Grant Bergewine scoreboard here at Kapunda.
And both of Damasi's goals have been the same way, by getting the ball out the back.
That is his specialty.
Without a stopper there for Kapunda. So
You cannot let him get goal side of the contest.
Can I? He's pretty quick dimmer. A few players out here from the Nuriootpa vs Gawler Central 2015 8th grade grand final, which was played out at Kapunda. A few old boys still kicking around.
Yes, and the assistant coach, I reckon Henry Slattery was coaching that day, I believe.
Yes, he was out there having a run around as well. Here we go, Burgess and Rosenzweig. Rosenzweig gets the better of him there, but another stoppage in the middle.
Slattery, of course, pulled on the boots a few weeks ago against Freeling to fill in when Nuri were a bit short.
Like a kid in a candy shop, Henry Slattery, when he got called up. He was pretty happy about it. But only spent a quarter out there.
I'm not sure about that. I was talking to him before and he seemed a little bit pleased that he didn't have to do it again.
Nuri go forward again for a centre break. Damasi's got more time and space. Bentley's on it by himself in the middle here, and it's a good hit from Borg there. And Kapunda are trying to run away with the ball.
Here we go, through the middle of the ground.
And
great defence from Nuri.
And Barnes just overcommitted there.
Kai Rosenzweig with the kick in, looks for Jackson Baldwin and finds him.
And
Lovely lead up. Lovely
as we
kick.
saw last week, when Kai Rosenzweig starts to get his hands on the ball, good things happen for Nuri.
Definitely. Kai Rosenzweig, first year up in the seniors, played a bit of A-grade footy previously, but he's looking the goods. Can only get better.
So as we see here, Baldwin's got a kick for goal, probably 35 metres out on a sort of 45-degree angle. Probably the easier pocket to kick from here at Kapunda at the bottom end. So as long as he's aiming it somewhere close to the inside of the right post, it should go through. We have seen balls ducking left across the face though so far.
And puts it right, keeps it right.
Reset.
Kapunda need to do something very soon or they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble.
Yes, they certainly do need to kick a goal. So we see
Evans goes
Evans goes long out to Ryan again. Norton gets a good fist onto it. It's a good tackle from Ryan on the ground on Falland. And Dodd tackles Norton well to probably have another ball up.
Well cleared that by Kapunda. Big boot from Fraser Evans, gets it probably 80 metres out, so that's great result for Kapunda.
Round him up.
Burgess and Rosenzweig going out of here, pretty even contest.
And
Burgess gets the clearance.
the big catchphrase with a quick clearance kick.
Bailey Jones there,
James, get
gets
up.
tackled, another stoppage. Bailey Jones usually playing A grade.
He's played this year mainly in Bs, just getting a run today as a small crumbing forward. Hopefully just to kick a few goals, and he's had one or two shots already. Unfortunately, he only kicked a point with his shots. So
Unlucky. Love to see it. Love to see a few B graders getting up in the A grade. Bit of opportunity.
Rosenzweig goes high again, but unfortunately we have another scrappy bit of play, and it's another ball up.
No players out on the far side here, so if a lot of players around the stoppage again. That must be the play from both teams.
Kapunda looks like they've dropped Borg back off the pack. He's just sitting in front of James Bentley. As Jones is at the bottom of the pack again, doing some hard work.
Where's Borg from?
Borg's a teacher from Gawler High School, but originally from Nuriootpa.
Bjorn's lad, I believe.
Beyond, what's the name?
But yes, Nuri and Kapunda both locking it as the first half comes to an end. And on the Grant Bergewine scoreboard, Nuri with a comfortable lead, 5 goal 5-35 to a wasteful Kapunda 1 goal 6-12. We'll join you again for the second half shortly.
Or that way, yeah. Thanks.
And he's down. That's on camera. Let's get back and watch.
Let's see that again.
God, that's a big move. Right here. Forex now comes from Queensland again. Oh, good. See, the brewery shutting down in a couple of weeks. Which one? Oh, here in Adelaide. Yeah. That's yeah. Nope. Oh, twin. No, twin. So far, so good.
Harry, sit. Have you get them up?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Yes.
I'll get it later. Okay. You said bye. Said bye to Harry. Oi, Jackie, see the handbag. Go get my bag and go. Yeah, Jack. What happened? There it is.
Did I shave a bit of hair off as well to get to it?
I don't know.
Yeah, nice, man. Brand new. How far were you out?
Yeah, Mark, tell me, what you? I can't remember what it was.
Same size, mate. You do right.
Alfie, here. Alfie, yeah, I was fucking Alfie, come here. Come here, Alfie. Alfie, come here.
Oh, mate.
Sit down. Sit.
Thank you, how's it going?
You alright?
Sit. Alfie.
That's why you're always wet, mate.
Jake. Come on, Cam.
He's got the tap back out of there.
There you go. People keep grabbing me by them now.
5 years to be good. 5 years? Fuck, you're on the same 5-year plan that Terry Wallace had the Bulldogs on. 15 years. They're not getting fun, but they're not going to get much better.
A lot better than last year.
Yeah. That's a low bar to get over. Yeah, I just hope you go bottom. You end up get to that number 1 pick of all time. Thank you.
That's dangerous.
I'll be commenting on your socks.
Hey?
Be commenting on your socks.
Right, yeah. Right, right.
Umpire Patterson has got the ball and throws it up into the second half here of the Kapunda Nuri game. Pretty lacklustre first half with not much scoring, but hopefully the game can open up a bit here in the second half.
Already a lot clearer around the stoppage with Nuri able to clear this ball beautifully going forwards. And a big take by Dearlove at half forward on the run. Gets the handball back inside.
Tyrell Hocking cuts it off.
Turn the ball over. Tyrell Hocking just with a little hack around the corner. Doesn't do his teammate any favours at all. Now we'll have another stoppage at Nuri's centre half forward position.
And the ball gets flicked out and Dodd gets taken high, but umpire Herman's blindsided by the pack.
And joining us in commentary for the second half, we've got Riley Haynes replacing the great Nick Matthews.
Oh, yeah, good to be here. Just another version of the way to watch the footy, isn't it? As Sammy Fallon kicks out to half forward towards Billy Nichols.
He's in a contest here with Lane Curtis, and Baldwin comes in to lend support, and the ball gets rushed over the line. Probably one of the more lacklustre games we've seen in this first half, with scrimmages everywhere, and it's been like an under-9s game. Lots of blokes around the footy.
Yes, a lot of pressure around this contest from Nuri. It's been the trend today.
Geordie Fennell gets it out. Handball to Lavs.
It's like Borg has caught Laverty holding the ball here. No, sorry, Lane Curtis has caught him holding the ball. So Curtis, who will drive Kapunda forward from the half-back flank. White Ryan's calling the ball wide here. And
smothered by
Curtis,
Geordie Fennell.
Curtis didn't get back off the mark anywhere near far enough, and Jordan Fernell smothers it over the line.
Fennell's been very, very good for Nuri the last month. He's been getting his hands on the ball a lot, and his defensive work is second to none.
Yeah, it's really good to have Geordie back at the club. Obviously, he wasn't getting the run he wanted in the league side, so obviously come back and hasn't put a foot wrong yet, which is good.
Nichols stands up from the pack, goes to Fallon. Fallon kicks Nuri forward, and Evans spills the ball over the back.
Baldwin out the back. And he'll get held up, and that'll be a ball up, I'd have thought.
And 15 players diving on top of each other. We'll have another ball up in Nuri's forward pocket region. A lot of defensive pressure around the stoppage today, Riley. Is that a common theme?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really just where we have the when we don't have the ball, it's just lock it in and cause a stoppage and then work from there.
Bell gets a good handball to Mudge out on the outer wing, who handballs back to Bell. Bell looks like pushed in the back, and umpire Herman has paid it.
And well paid from Herman there. He could have easily let that go. Kapunda are going to look to get some clean ball going forward, something they've struggled with all day.
Does look like Nurio dropping an extra man back on White Ryan, who has been the most dominant forward on the ground.
Yes, Zanandrea working right up into the middle of the ground, hoping to find some possession.
White Ryan, I haven't seen him before. New to the club this year?
No, he played under 17s for us 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So he's only a kid, but he's a big kid.
He's massive.
And like I said earlier, he's been down at Central Districts training. Unfortunately, can't make their reserves at the moment, but did win their under-18s best in Ferris last year. So a little bit surprised he doesn't get a game, but it's good for Kapunda because he's developing his game playing against men, and I think he'll be better for it.
I'd probably describe him as a slim Mitch Norton with a mullet.
Yeah, everyone's a lot slimmer than Mitch Norton at the moment, aren't they? Vintage hasn't really helped Mitchie's pre-season.
You blokes obviously weren't watching the B grade earlier in the day when Adam Turrell was running around.
Yeah,
No, we don't throw stones at Tuz. We love him.
we can't move Tuz though. He could probably still sit in the centre square in the A grade and tap the ball around.
He could. He's actually been fairly dominant in the B grade this year, and would be well and truly up there in Kapunda. Not only Kapunda's best in Ferris, but I reckon he'd have some best on grounds already this year.
Oh, absolutely. Today was good. We couldn't.
Definitely the little ruckman that could.
Yeah. Little in height, not little anywhere else, I believe.
An inch or so taller would be perfectly round.
So we see Whistler try and break free. He's nearly got a kick out. The ball's still scrappy, and that's good defensive play from both teams, not letting it easy ball to get out for the opposition to run away with.
There's going to be a lot of sore bodies after this game. Just stoppage after stoppage, a lot of tackling.
Good thing there's a long weekend coming up. Nice bye. Everyone gets fitter.
Oh, as
Oh, goal.
Rosenzweig absolutely pummeled there by the Kapunda defender.
Young Bailey Jones, who kicks forward again.
Looking for Ryan. He's got 3 players on him at that contest.
Andrea rose it well, who handballs to Watke. Watke gets a kick away. Rosenzweig's in the pocket with John A.
And John A puts it over the boundary for a throw in.
Well defended by Jorne.
Very good to have him back
Well
this
not
week.
give away a free kick.
No, John A is a bit of a key to Nuri's back six because he does allow Madden to play up the ground a little bit more, and he's a good, astute, tight defender.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good to have Tuna back on and off the field with his leadership roles and stuff at the club.
Great smother there. Now
By
Nuri
Watke.
going forward again.
And Evans looks like he's in the box seat to take it, but the ball does slip out the back.
Just no one forward of the contest for Nuri, so it's just going to have to be stopped.
Definitely Nuri happy to hold this up and hope that they can get at least one player forward of the contest.
I thought James Bentley would be going. No, here he goes. Down he go.
James Me Time Bentley.
He does love himself.
Someone has to.
Yes.
Although I think his brother does. There was a little bit of scuffle earlier. James and one of the Kapunda boys, and Scott ran in quite quickly.
Yeah, though he's got to protect his younger brother.
It was a good contest between Westlake and Zanandrea in the pocket. Fowler gets the ball to Furnell, who
Norton
clears.
with a great clearance, and now there's a scuffle between Zanandrea and Norton.
As Dimmer has the 100 gamer Tim Damasi on the half back flank.
And Norton doesn't look like he's going to win the fight either.
No.
He might be a lover, I think.
Big Cuddles Norton. Yeah, absolutely.
Cuddles, that could make the paper.
Cuddles, yeah, he accidentally sent the wrong text message. He's meant to send a text message to his girlfriend and sent it to Bart Ryan, who was very happy to tell all the boys about how Mitchie wanted Bart Ryan to come over and cuddle him all afternoon instead of going to uni.
Actually, those boys are pretty close. It wouldn't surprise me if it was the right message.
Whistler has got a free kick here, deep in the defence for Kapunda, and kicks long. Unfortunately, Nuri playing it really well on White Ryan at the moment.
Norton
two or
has
three
gone
numbers.
into defence, I think, for the first time in the last month, trying to negate Ryan's marking power. There's probably the one player on the ground that can go with him size-wise.
Billy Nichols kicks forward and maybe plays for a bit of a free, but it does get played down the ground.
And he got it.
Did not look like there was much in it, but in saying that, James Bentley now has a kick for goal from about 30 metres out.
That's the benefit of being old and crafty.
Yeah, wise.
Wise. It's not a word we'd use often with Billy, but we'll go with that. Thank you, Riley.
Yeah.
You're a more generous man than I.
And Bentley looks like he has kicked it straight through the middle.
He loved that straight off the boot, didn't he?
That was beautiful, and probably the first real kick at goal today that has been flush. We've seen a lot of kicks that just haven't really made the distance or have floated sideways, but that's the first one we've seen with just pure connection.
I can't wait to hear about that tonight at presentations. How good was my goal from the pocket at the start of the third quarter?
The last few weeks there would have been a lot of that, wouldn't there?
Yeah, we didn't really hang out with him after we played Freeling because obviously he had 10 touches and kicked 10 goals, but yeah, no one. Yeah, we'll just stay away from Jimmy when he has a good day at the office.
And he is a true forward. When he gets the ball, there's no chance of him passing.
Oh, absolutely not.
He'd be more likely to pass a kidney stone than the ball.
Well, we recruited him as a defender, and yeah.
You look like they're running away with this game a bit. 6-5, 41 to 1 goal, 6-12.
Free kick to who's that?
That looks like
Josh
Dodd.
Josh Dodd.
Josh Dodd at the bottom of the contest. Driving the ball forward. It's a very low, hard pass, and it's gone through two sets of hands and landed
with Cam Matters.
Cam Matters.
About to ask where Cam Matters was, but there he is. Obviously, he had his knee heavily strapped the first half. Now that's all gone.
Looks like a changed man. Cam's a far better kick for goal when he's on the run.
Yeah.
He's probably our leading goal kicker this year, but we'll see how he goes. We're standing right behind this one, so it's just going to aim just inside the right-hand goalpost here.
No one's been kicking very well at this end, so probably not going to expect too much out of this.
Oh, I'd expect him to kick it. He's a very good footballer. No?
And one of us had to put the commentator's curse on him, Riley.
Oh, he's probably one of the best footballers, like locally, we've produced.
If
really.
you hadn't said anything, I think he probably would have kicked that.
Oh, well.
Welcome to commentary.
I'm not upset that he didn't kick it. Obviously, I'm a Nuri fan.
And a few of your teammates would say it's about time you gave Nuri something, so...
Yeah, except Natty Solder.
You've
Usually give him the
contributed.
ball, so it's fine.
Looks like Kapunda have a free kick here for out of bounds on the full, and Captain Max Neville kicks the ball into attack. We see Whistler and Ryan both under it. Cam Matters gets the ball again.
Back. Is it gonna
Snaps onto his left. The ball looks like it's going across the face, and it will be out of bounds.
Zan Andrea exasperated that he couldn't make it to that.
No, he was half a step behind that one, and he actually had a bit of leg rope there from Westlake, which he hasn't had a lot of today.
That's the most space he's had to work with all day. Ball comes in, goes over the ruckman.
And that'll be thrown up again.
Billy Nichols takes it and just holds the ball in. Happy to just have another stoppage.
Not a great fan how either of these clubs are playing footy today. There's just stoppage after scrimmage after stoppage, and everyone's in the one half. I think they need to space out the stoppages a bit and get some run happening.
I don't think either team is willing to do that and allow the opposition to get a run on.
for hire, so as you said before, it is very similar to an under-9s game where everyone wants the footy and everyone's just going to crowd it.
It's like ants.
This is young Harry Watke who gets a kick for goal. It looks like he got a high tackle in that contest, and he'll kick from probably about 40 metres out. Might be right on the edge of his kick, but he normally does kick him right.
As James Bentley and number 17, Jacob Hines, are having a little scrimmage together.
They're just having a chat.
That was a very nice kick.
That's a very good goal, and the Kapunda boys are up and about here now.
Kapunda with their second goal of the game coming early in this third quarter. They moved to 2-7, 19, playing Nuri 6-5, 41 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard here at Kapunda.
It's getting a bit heated in the centre of the ground. As in, someone must have gone near James for Scotty Bentley to be involved.
And that was actually James Bentley who was doing a bit of pushing and shoving with young Jacob Heinze, and then Scott Bentley thought he'd better get involved as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if James was telling Jacob about his goal.
I can almost guarantee you he would have been, as Whistler wins the tap.
Easy win. That's probably the clearest ruck win we've had for the day, but no clearance as a result.
Madden picks up, gives the handball out to Dan Rowenfeld to
Handball's
try
forward.
to go to Aaron Laverty, but
Pressure there. Watke's got the ball again.
Under clearing.
Rosenzweig up against Burgess.
Luke
Crummer.
Joyner. Good Sam Fallon there. Does he kick that out in the full?
No,
Yeah,
Lance
that's
just
keeps it
centimetre
inside.
perfect.
Throw him.
So we see another boundary throw in. This time in Nuri's half forward. As the wind's starting to pick up here at Kapunda. The Kapunda doctor coming in, Matt.
It must be. It does look like it has picked up towards the northern end.
Getting very dark now.
It was very weird today in the B grade. The wind was going obviously uphill and it usually goes downhill, which really affected everyone trying to have a shot from 50 downhill.
Yep, the ball just rolls
You
a bit
didn't have a
faster
problem
downhill.
with that, did you?
Yeah, I kicked the point though. It didn't really matter.
Nichols gets a handball away and goes to Mudge.
As
Jenna handballs to Fallon. Fallon goes out wide to, I think that's Rosenzweig.
yes,
Swag.
to Baldwin.
And-
Oh,
That was a beautiful kick from Rosenzweig, but Baldwin taken down in that marking contest.
I don't know if that's a free kick. They're both going for the ball.
Probably did take him high after
But he called holding the man. So
umpire's probably better positioned than we were to see that.
yeah.
At least it was coming from a Nuri commentator, but I was thinking similar to him that there wasn't a lot in it. The umpires have been quite good today, though. I can't remember too many bad decisions.
This
being
will
made,
be
so.
a very tough shot on goal for Baldwin from here.
Yep,
And
absolutely. You were
got
dead
too
right,
close to
Teagle.
the man on the mark. It's what I do.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's holding the ball, so Baldwin is...
Bailey Jones, no advantage there.
And umpire really controlling this, making sure that the tempers don't get out of control here. That's very smart umpiring from Matt Patterson.
Borg's got the ball deep in defence for Kapunda. Ball goes out towards Nuri's pack, and they got
Mr.
three,
Reliable Ryan Fowlis.
three blokes again on
And-
White Ryan.
But again,
Kapunda gotta learn
Nuri
from
with
that.
3 players at that contest. One flew and 2 stayed down behind it.
Sam Fallon needs to go here. Unlucky.
Cam Adams got the ball out.
He's
Quick
clean,
handball
isn't
off
he?
Sean
He's
Bell.
very clean by
Sean
Cam
Bell.
Matters.
Keeps running and
Oh.
chops the ball across the face of goals.
Ball stays in, so
stays in.
Zanadrea's got it.
He's got past Westlake Jenner.
Handball to a player under pressure.
Tyrell Hocking.
Probably
yes.
taken a little high in that
Right,
contest. Not paid by the umpire on this occasion. But probably a wasted opportunity again from Kapunda. Probably their best open running shot at goal for the day.
That's a
blew
good
it.
contest.
Good contest on that outer wing between...
That is a win for Kapunda there. Lock it in at the top of the 50 and reset. Get it back
Kapunda need to get another goal or 2 back on Nuri before 3/4 time if they want to be a chance. At the moment, 22 points down. Don't want to be coming too far behind with a tight Dower game like this.
It's a scrimmage at the moment. No one's got any
Another
free play.
ferocious tackle. Nuri
Just-
player driven into the ground there.
in. Stoppage after stoppage.
That was Rosenzweig coming up with the ball.
Ball's out, and Watke nearly gets it, but Nuri's desperation dives on it and gets it back into the pack. I think Kapunda are going to have to break the ball out and just open space here if they're going to have
They've got to
any
take a
chance
risk.
here against Nuri, because Nuri are winning the this stalemate that they've been
Under
playing
with a
at the
big
moment.
hack out of the contest and
Very nice mark by Lockie Westlake
Lucky
there.
Westlake in front of the big tank Wyatt Ryan, which was a very brave place to be.
Oh, yeah, the doctor, he'd jump in front of a train if he had to. Just doesn't think when he's going for the footy, he goes, I want the ball.
Jacob
He clears down the outer side and we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer wing.
Young Jacob Heintz's actually not doing too bad a job on James Bentley, who got over the top of him there. I think James Bentley's resorting to a little bit of niggle and a few pushes and bumps, but so young Heintz's doing a good job.
Very good. As Jimmy's meant to be playing full forward, so as a defender, you get him far away from the goal as possible, which is what you want to do.
Looks like Jenna breaks through the pack, gets a good little tight handball out. Ball's out over the back. Madden takes a good mark.
And Scott Bentley streaming forward. Are we going to go to Scott? Going to go out the back to Dan Rowenfeld. Will he get there? Right. Oh.
No, just
Was that going to bounce through?
managed to hold it.
Rosenzweig's actually done a pretty good job here, not a let. Oh,
That was Rowenfeld, I believe.
Yes.
umpire Herman loves playing one of these every week. I don't think there was anything in that, and he's let blokes dive on it all day, and then looks like he's pulled one out.
But to be fair, he did get a hand on it and pulled it back in under him and then was pounced on.
Yeah, but somehow it's our free kick. I'd have thought.
Yeah, Rowanfeld was the actual one that pulled it back in, so that's what I was getting at, Teeks.
Rowanfeld did it, and then somehow Aaron Laverty's got the free kick. Nah, if he's going around the corner, he's not kicking it.
He has kicked it.
That is disgusting. You're a right footer, go back and kick it, drop punt.
He's been watching a lot of TV,
I
and all
agree
the
with you
AFL blokes are doing
100%
that.
there.
That is disgusting, Aaron.
I think that you might need to have a film session with him this week.
I had dinner with him and James last night, and they were talking about how many goals they would in kick combined. So
But I think a little film session and coaching tips from Riley Haynes.
they won't listen. They don't listen to any B graders.
So that was Laverty's second goal for the game, so he hasn't had a bad start. Kapunda do need to get their skates on here. We're at the 5-goal down again, and we're probably halfway through the third quarter here.
Yes, we are at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter in today's match of the day here at Kapunda.
Geordie Fennell just
Fennell just too classy,
calm in the
stepping around his
contest.
opponent.
Straight to
It's
Kyle
a
Jenner.
very good kick to the coach, Kyle Jenner, on the half-forward flank. Jenner going long.
Oh, that is
Looking for Bentley, and that's a good
very
kick as well,
nice.
and
That
Bentley's
is-
taken
That's
that.
a very good mark from
that's a
Bentley.
very nice passage of play there.
Looks like he's around about 40 metres out, fairly close to the boundary, but this is
He will have the confidence to kick from here.
This does look the easiest pocket to get goals from today. We've seen a couple of good ones from this pocket.
If he nails this, I think he will be right in young Heinz's face, letting him know exactly how many he's got for the day.
No, went right. Didn't get all of it.
You won't hear about that one tonight.
No. A Kapunda out here?
Neville kicks out to Curtis, who drops the mark. It's good enough time to kick it back.
Oh, that is
Has got it out.
Scott
Bentley breaks the tackle.
Bentley, very well done there. Just arched the back.
Jackson Baldwin. No,
Damasi loves these,
he does. Oh,
and it's just gone across the face.
how many's Damasi? Just got the one today?
Neary
Damasi's got a couple.
Neary missing a chance to really kill Kapunda off here.
Yeah, I think we're just struggling a bit in front of goal at the moment. Don't really.
Both teams struggling. Kapunda,
Yeah.
2 goals, 7-19, playing Neary 7 goals, 7-49 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard.
Yes.
We see Evans go long out from full back. Madden cuts it off.
Madden to
And that's
Baldwin.
Baldwin's got a good turn
Baldwin to Greats. Back to Baldwin. Smart tap to Madden.
Desperate defending from Kapunda, but Neary get it forward.
Good here. Kapunda are out here if they get the ball rolling. Danger.
Kicking in danger. Kapunda's free kick,
Kapunda's out.
but no one to kick to once they get past this next contest.
Why have they brought it back?
It's another maybe ordinary decision because he called play onto advantage,
That's a terrible decision.
and then after the advantage, he called it back. So
there was only 6 free Kapunda blokes on this side. Kapunda are on.
Looking for Rosenzweig here. As he flies.
That's a
didn't quite hold it long enough.
And that'll be out on the full. No, Mark.
Mr.
Ryan
Reliable,
Fowlis,
Chucky Fowlis.
the ever young. As he chips along the boundary line, finding
Dan Rowanfeld.
Rowanfeld goes long into the top of the square, and Evans
it's
takes
a
a good
big
mark.
fly from Evans. That's a great grab.
Punter
He
looked to be
just
spreading.
plays on with
Yeah,
that
they
big
go-
left leg. He's got a chance here.
Who does that?
He's unfortunately put it straight down the throat of the Newry player in Sam Fallon.
He plays straight onto Norton.
It's a
And goes
massive
James
waste for
Baldwin.
Kapunda.
Oh,
Good work from Heinze there. Unfortunately, he's sold his teammate into trouble.
stoppage is better than a goal. Reset,
Certainly is.
get it out.
Bentley got up a bit gingerly after that contest as well.
And Evans would have to be furious with himself for missing that target.
Yeah, I think he just kicked it a bit high there. Should have punched it a bit lower into the breeze.
And there'll be another stoppage in the 50.
Something we've heard a lot today.
Yeah.
Stoppage after stoppage. It's not been a pretty game of football to watch, and whoever is playing these two teams next probably won't learn a lot from watching this footage.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Wyatt Ryan unable to get two hands onto the footy there. Mitch Norton doing a great job in this second half in quelling his influence.
Yes, as you were saying before, boys, this will not be one of the games to put in the archives to watch back numerous times. And you can see one of these every week at 9 o'clock in the under-9s.
Absolutely.
And that's probably why I sleep in on Saturday mornings.
It's getting a bit dark out here. We might have to switch the lights on at 3/4 time.
That's one good piece of news for Kapunda. They were successful in obtaining a grant in the last round of grants, so they will be getting new state-of-the-art lights going up in the next 12 months, along with improvements to visitor and home change rooms and some new facilities for toilets as well. So
great news for the Kapunda, not only for the Kapunda community, but the sporting community in general. Away teams will benefit greatly from the improvement of facilities here at Dutton Park.
Well,
as Lockie Westlake clears the ball beautifully out of defence.
But he also ran into the post.
He ran into the post while holding the ball, and
that's a boundary throw-in.
Boundary throw-in, yes.
No, point. That must have gone over the line.
He must have run it over the line before it hit the point post.
Oh, it's always... I don't think the facilities here are probably one of the best compared to other grounds like South Gawler.
We don't sort of want to single some of those clubs out, though we could quite easily, but I think that...
Or do we?
But funds for grassroots sport is fantastic, and every sport that occurs here at Dutton Park will benefit and grow as a result.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks like we have two Kapunda guys down on their haunches. It looks like
Friendly fire.
Wyatt Ryan and maybe Rosenzweig.
And Kapunda definitely can't afford to have those two players slowed by anything.
No, I think Whistler may have to run himself back up into the ruck and push Rosie back or Wyatt back to the goal square for a bit.
Just give him a break, go back in. And Scott Bentley's got the ball on about edge of the centre square.
Where are Kapunda going to change the momentum of this game, Matt?
They've got to open it up.
What move can they make?
They've got to open it up at the stoppages. They can't have so many people around it because
correct.
Their ascendancy could be that they win it at the stoppage, but at the moment they're winning the ruck but not winning the clearance.
But they also need to find a marking target through the middle of the ground. They cannot move the ball through the middle of the ground to save themselves at the moment.
It may well be they may have to go for something like moving Cam Matters to half back to provide a bit of run. That's been done before.
As Jackson Baldwin from the pocket
kicks an amazing goal.
Wow.
Jackson Baldwin, one of the most electric players in BLG football, kicking a great goal there for the Tigers, as Nuri really starting to take this game by the throat.
Kapunda can't buy a trick at the moment. Jackson Baldwin's kicking him from impossible angles, and Kapunda have got two blokes running off with injuries. So.
And I agree with what you were just saying there about perhaps moving Cam Matters to half back. But being such a dour game, you don't need your most skillful ball carrier around the stoppage today because he's not going to have a chance.
No, he hasn't had the time nor the space there, so it might be worth getting a couple
move
of these guys on the outside.
Strong tackling player onto the footy and put Matters out into space and give him a chance to use the magic that he's got.
Just think Kapunda at the moment really just need to just take the game on, play on at all costs. Obviously down by 6 goals.
As we reach three-quarter time here at Kapunda, and Nuri 8 goal 7.55 leading Kapunda 2 goal 8.20 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard, well in control of the game at three-quarter time. We'll be back shortly with the last quarter.
As we look at the Grant Bird scoreboard here at the three-quarter time, we have Nuriootpa 8 goal 7 55. Just wait for the siren. To Kapunda 2 goal 8 20. So very low scoring, not the greatest spectacle. And Kapunda got any chance, they just got to take the game on.
They need a big last quarter. They're 7 goals down, and they need to find an answer. Well, just over 6 goals down. They need to kick 7 goals more than Nuri to win. They've got to break out here somehow.
Yeah,
they've got to be daring.
As Bearcat said, they've really just got to take the game on, play on at all costs, just go for that inside kick, even if it's a 50-50, and just burst through and kick some goals.
If you're going to lose, you've got to do it taking the game on. You can't just sit back and try and absorb what Nuri are doing.
It does look like there's been a couple of changes from Kapunda. Cam Matters has gone to full forward with White Ryan as umpire Patterson holds the ball up for the start of the last quarter. Whistler going at it with Bart Ryan.
And Whistler.
And that's a good tap.
Whistler
Straight to
big
Doddy.
great tap.
This is what we need.
This is something that we haven't had all day.
And
A
does it go
clear
back?
win.
That looks good for me.
Flying
oh,
shot.
That's a goal. That is.
And that's
that
a
is-
goal.
That is the best start possible Kapunda
That
could
is
have.
exactly what the Bombers need. And Wyatt Ryan trying to rearrange the new goalposts here at Kapunda.
Yes, I think we might have to get that one straightened back up again. That had a fair whip on it.
Didn't it?
It's nearly Goose Mickin-esque.
That is the start that Kapunda need, and that's the first bit of clear open play they've had for the day.
And
So hopefully they learn from it.
But they also need Aaron Whistler to stand up here. He is the most recognised ruckman in this game, and he has to take control.
We also see Brad Williams has gone into the centre square just to add a bit of strength there. He'd been playing back on Baldwin all day, so we'd just like to see his steady head. He should be quite fresh.
As
And
wins
Whistler
another
just
tap.
heading the ball forward again, but Nuri's numbers behind the ball able to close that up again.
That was Adam Stribley coming in off the wing there. Couldn't quite bust through the tackle, so Whistler getting a run up again, hopefully to clear the space.
It's Whistler.
And a big fist forward.
Fowlis is in the way here for Nuri.
Ryan picks up to Billy Nichols. Forward to Kyle Jenner. He rarely drops a mark that bloke.
Jenner plays on quickly and the
To
ball
James
comes out to
Bentley.
Bentley, and that's a lovely bit of
That
work
is-
from Nuri.
That is
Two
excellent play
very
from the
good
Tigers.
attacking passages of play by both clubs.
And it's a completely different game that we're watching now. If this had been like this at the start of the game, it would have been fantastic.
As we see Daniel Burgess just jog past us in front of us here. Hasn't had a great influence on the game. Bart's probably been the number one ruck today, but I did see Burgess did a pretty good job last week against
Yes, he did.
in the ruck.
Burgess was good last week, and Nuri need him to stand up this week. It's about time that Burgess did something.
As Burjo has a small grin towards, as James Bentley goes bang straight through.
Bentley does kick. Though I did think that swung late and may have missed, but obviously Kapunda's goal umpire saw it differently than I did.
Well, and that's why he's doing the job and you're not.
Both of my eyes work. I'm not sure whether both of his do though.
You're not allowed to, you're not president anymore, so you can say that.
As Burgess comes on the ground for Bart Ryan, so we can now see if Daniel Burgess will do something, Tex.
Well, he's got to give the people what they want.
Whistler did jump over Ryan at the start of the stoppages here, so we'll just see what Burgess does. Looks like he's looking for body contact.
Yeah, Burjo.
Burgess does do that well.
Yeah,
Burgess held the space, and Whistler jumped early, but had no impact at all.
The knees don't like to jump anymore for old Daniel, so he's a real
Old?
feel the contact. He's older than me, so he's old.
I guess you're all young to me.
There's another stoppage just on the edge of the centre square as Whistler throws Burjo away.
Whistler again has obviously got some instruction at the three-quarter time break from
And you'd
coach.
think at three-quarter time Fraser Evans would have been right in his
that is
grill
a
demanding
Very
he
questionable holding the ball decision there.
pack this game.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a lot of opportunity to get rid of that, seeing he was tackled straight away, but
Yeah.
obviously Herman thought that he had an opportunity.
As Sam Fallon kicks to DeMarcy on the flank, and it'll shock it's another stoppage. No, it's not.
No?
Yep.
It is now. Umpire Patterson was letting that go for a little while.
And the boys actually ended up shuffling the ball out of bounds. Throw in here on the far side at Kapunda Oval, with Kapunda 6 goals down, and Nuriootpa probably looking like they're going to get the points today.
Tap one there by Burgess to Scott Bentley. out to Lockie Westlake.
Bentley happy to go backwards.
Good defensive work there from Stribley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Harry Watke, it's probably pushed in the back, but we'll... And umpire Herman calls for another stoppage. Whistler's doing a great job here of actually spreading the stoppage out, so for both teams it seems to be working in their favour. They're getting a bit more run and carry out of the stoppage rather than
free-flowing footy.
Whistler
no
avoiding
ruckman
the ball there and
Didn't
really
want it.
grabbing Burgess and preventing him from going at the contest.
You'd wish if Kapunda would throw just another one on the wing, just get Whistler smacking towards the boundary side on the stoppages, it'd really help him move it forward.
And Whistler completely misjudged his jump that time. It's Kapunda looking to clear on the outer side, but taken down, and we'll have yet another stoppage.
I think Whistler should just go back to his one wood and just try and put his knee in Burgess's throat
And
just keep
punch
smacking
the
it
ball
forward.
30 metres forward.
Absolutely,
Which
is
he
what he
goes to
tries to
there.
do then.
Here we have Hocking who gets the ball from the stoppage.
Tyrell
he's
Hocking,
quick
great
kick.
little in and under player.
So he's a good little footballer.
But here Nuriootpa with a little bit of space going forward.
Lavity to Madden.
Madden has the ball here.
He's looking to play on over the top.
To Damasi.
Marcy, a left footer.
Yeah,
Has he gone off his mark?
did not like the look of that. He has gone off his mark twice. Dimmer, you are not kicking this goal.
And I think every Kapunda defender knows that.
He puts the ball into the square. Madden's there, Bentley's there,
Bentley
and
That is a fantastic mark from a player who's not that big.
no, Bentley just starting to get on top of young Heinze now.
Just showing
Lining up
that
for his 30.
maturity and confidence to go for the ball.
Oh, he's missed.
He's missed that from
Point blank.
20 metres out. Riley, I think that needs to be mentioned in the Tiger talk.
Oh, we might get stuck into James now that he's the radar's starting to go off.
Very good kick there from Evans from fullback. Finds Dodd unopposed on a half-back flank. Dodd needs to move it on
But
quickly.
this is
to give
where
Kapunda a
Kapunda have been
chance.
falling down. This next kick.
Kicks it back to
That
Whistler.
is a good kick.
Lee Whistler who drops the
except
chest
he's
mark.
kick to a ruckman.
No, it was a good tap. He's a ruckman.
Zanandrea, there's a chance here. Matters on to
Zanandrea.
Zanandrea.
Does he take him on?
Outside of the boot.
Check
That
side
is a
it to
good
kick his
goal.
first of the
That
He
day.
has
is
kicked
a
the goal to
good
give
kick.
Kapunda a little bit of hope.
It's good having Cam Matters down there. Really makes the new defenders accountable. They can't both go to White now. They have to watch Cam.
As Kapunda moved to 4 goal 832, trailing Newry 9 goal 862 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard. 5 goals exactly down. It is doable, but it's going to be very tough as we move to the 7-minute mark of the final quarter.
We've already seen more goals in this quarter than we've seen in all the other quarters nearly. The high-scoring quarter has been a 3-goal quarter, and we've had 3 here in the first 7 minutes. So,
And we're seeing the best quality football too.
yep, game is opening
I
up.
think the fatigue of that tackling stoppage after stoppage is starting to
Yeah,
let
everyone's
players leak out and actually get some space.
as Whistler wins
Whistler
another
again
tap.
goes over, but unfortunately Bentley scouts this one.
Oh, he's really sold Lavity into trouble there.
And that's
That'll be
holding
holding the
the
ball. Yep.
Yes.
Hocking gets the ball and
And
takes
play
away
on.
plays on quick.
Oh, to White as Mitchie Norton punches it over the boundary line.
Norton does a really good job
Mitch
there.
Norton has really had an impact on this game since going back onto Ryan. The two big Titanics going against each other. It's like the Titanic and the iceberg, actually.
Yeah, Mitchie Norton's definitely the old iceberg there. He's got a few kilos on White there.
I don't want to know what's under the water.
Might have to ask Bart Ryan about that from their cuddle times.
That's definitely going in the paper this week.
So Dodd's got the ball here and is tackled straight away, and there's another stoppage.
Very unlucky there. I would have thought that would have been holding the man as he did not have the ball at all.
I'm thinking Bart Ryan very unlucky to send that message to the wrong number.
Nah, Mitchie, not Bart.
Oh, sorry, Mitchie.
Yeah, honest mistake. Obviously, when I'm messaging someone, I send it to the wrong person all the time.
But that's only Zach Darm, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no one believes whatever he says.
As Burgess lays the ball off, as a good ruckman should.
James Bentley, that's a...
Norton kicks an absolute floater, but it falls luckily on James Bentley's chest too.
Bentley working hard up the ground now. Looking to create options for his team.
as a big pack of players go for that, and it pops out for Scott Bentley's got it. He's missed.
He's kicked that. He kept it low.
Did not look nice off the boot. It looked like it was going left for all money.
And Nuri get one of those another goals out the back, and that's been one of Kapunda's Achilles' heels today.
Yes, something that Nuri haven't allowed Kapunda to do by stationing those players on the back of the contest. They've prevented Kapunda's run from cutting them up, and Kapunda have refused to do the same in return.
So 9 minutes into the last quarter, and Nuri stretches it out to a 6-goal buffer now. So very hard to see Kapunda coming back unless they have a real late flurry here, with obviously Whistler dominating in the ruck at the moment. Just need some drive from behind.
Umpire Herman throws the ball up. Whistler going against Burgess, who just puts his back against Whistler and takes the contact. Burgess does clear the ball well though.
And Scott Bentley.
That ball just bounced over.
Holding the ball.
Very good tackle there from Borg.
As Scott doesn't agree with the umpire there. And Danny Roenfeld pulls it in. I think he's going to get pinned
on
here.
The ball, and Herman has paid it. Which Kapunda plays on quickly. Williams goes up the line to somewhere close to White Ryan, but Fowlis is in the way, Mr. Dependable.
Like fine wine, Chucky, better with age.
Williams looks like he's put on a little bit of weight in the off-season. Is he bulked up to be a bit stronger at the contest?
He actually got a bit stronger. He's missed the last 8 weeks or 7 weeks with a hamstring, so he's only played. This is only his 3rd game for the year.
Free kick to Grates on the half forward flank to Laverty, just edge of the square.
Driving the ball.
Baldwin, and Baldwin's held that.
That's a great mark from Baldwin.
That is an excellent grab from behind.
Under a lot of pressure from Neville.
And took a fair bit of body contact on the way down.
That would go close to probably mark of the day at Newry, I reckon.
Maybe Newry's. White Ryan's taken a couple of
White Ryan's taken some great ones. Fraser Evans took one brilliant mark in defence.
Yeah, but
for Newry.
There's a little award every week for mark of the day at Newry, so it'll be a nice little butcher report for Jackson.
That's the Trainers Award, isn't it?
Yeah, they love it. No one else does.
That or Bo Shinnick's one-hander wasn't bad either. I don't think we've seen Bo Shinnick.
Mitchie Norton's mark running with the flight, taking it over his shoulder, I think was probably...
Like that, straight off the boot, didn't he?
Beautiful goal, but Mitch Norton's mark running down this wing, taking it over his shoulder...
Yeah, well, presentations
was fantastic.
Presentations tonight are at his grandfather's cellar door, so there'd be a big chance they'd give it to him there.
Oh, well, that'll work out quite nicely. But yes, I think that was probably what I would pay mark of the day. For a player his size to get that and keep going was very impressive.
Just looking in the back six here for Newry, I don't reckon Bo Shinnick's come back on in this second half. May have rolled an ankle or hurt himself, but because he was actually one of the better players on the ground early.
Yeah, Bo's been very, very good this year. It's real. I would go close to saying he'd be very high up in our best and fairest this year. He's been very good.
I've just done the hard work as a roving reporter, and Bo Shinnick has strained a muscle in his chest.
Raining goals here for Newry as well, who just keep pushing the ball forward as Damasi gets his 3rd.
The 100-gamer.
100 games and 3 goals. You've got to be happy with that. As Newry moves to 12-goal 880, running away with this game now. Kapunda 4-goal 832 on the Grant Burge Wine scoreboard here at Kapunda. Newry really taking control and, like they did last week against Gawler Central, running the game out very well.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Last week it was very close at three-quarter time. Just I think the fitness got the best of Gawler Central's last week, as I think it might be today against Kapunda. No, I said Gawler Central.
All right, we see umpire Herman with the ball back in the centre circle. We see Whistler up against Burgess again. Burgess obviously puts the body in for the block, and then Whistler tries to get over the top.
Whistler, another winning tap. That'll be 6 or 7 today.
But that's probably the most clear wins we've seen by either ruckman for the day.
Yeah.
Fernell gets the ball out to Damasi, who kicks it back in, and we got Jenna.
Jenna does not
Jenna
drop
with
them.
a beautiful grab
That is
there.
a good grab.
Does not drop them.
That is a high quality contest. Kyle Jenner versus Fraser Evans, two former state SANFL players. That's high quality players going against each other. That's worthy of the price of admission to see a contest like that.
Yep, both of them coaches of their respective clubs, and both adding a lot to not only their club but also to the league. So we'll watch Alfie as he's having a kick here. About 35 metres out. Is a beautiful kick of the ball. And he looks like he has missed it.
And the commentator's curse has struck again. Well done, Matt.
I needed to get one or two back. We also see Cam Matters leave the field. I think that knee has been giving him a bit of grief today. So Neville clears the ball for Kapunda out wide. White Ryan in the contest again.
Mitch Norton again with the spoil on Ryan. And that'll be
And the mullet unable to release the footy.
And
Great tackle from Norton.
Who's that? James Bentley not happy with himself there.
Mitch Norton has really been impressive and probably saved Newry from having this game taken away from them by White Ryan.
Yes.
Tyrell Hocking gets a quick kick out to
Kapunda looking to clear here.
White Ryan looks very, very ginger now.
If Mitch Norton fell on you, you'd be very ginger too.
I don't go near Mitchy Norton at training because
he might cuddle you.
Absolutely. I don't like getting tackled at the best of times.
It's a good tackle there from Kapunda's young fella, Riley Menzel. We've got Brad Williams with the footy now, but getting tackled by John A. And we have another stoppage. Kapunda will do well to stem the bleeding here, being 8 goals down, just to try and save a bit of face and not get smashed. So they still got to work hard and run the rest of this game out.
Whistler with a clear tap there, but straight to a Newry player.
I don't really think the scoreboard's really reflected on how the game is. Kapunda are a very good side, just a bit unlucky with the ball going out the back to us a lot.
Probably their main thing with the amount of ball they've had, it should be quite even, but Newry do score a lot easier. So
that first quarter, Kapunda's 1-goal-6 effort has come back to bite them badly.
As Tyrell Hocking plays on and kicks a goal, but the ball's coming back to Whistler, who got a free for some shepherding work done by Burgess in the ruck.
Which is exactly how he rucks. Just waits for the man to come in. Loves the contact.
Happy to absorb the contact. Being a physio, able to treat himself quite easily.
Yes, absolutely. As Whistler from...
Looks like Newry got about 3 or 4 extras back in the goal square as Whistler goes from 50 metres out,
As there is no one in Newry's attacking half.
And White Ryan takes a good mark.
Are they not paying it? Oh, that is...
That was a clear mark. I think umpire Herman may well have not seen that he had the first touch, but it's the umpire's call.
Yeah, they have the final call.
In a better position than you and I.
Whistler again gets over the top, so he's starting to dominate in the ruck, but it's not being shown by Kapunda out there, and that's holding the ball. And that's a free kick to Kapunda, which will be taken by, looks like Sean Bell. He has been a little bit quiet today. His last few weeks have been quite good. He's kicking goals and making space, but a little bit quiet today.
No one's done that today.
Is he going to go? No, he's going to go around the corner. Not happy about it. Right footer, you have to drop punt from there.
How many did you kick today, Riley?
And that looks like it's gone right through the middle, so that's a good kick from Sean Bell.
Just the one. Gave a cut off to Nat Solder and Chappie. Just a real team player.
Yes, just a couch expert, I think.
Absolutely. Aren't we all?
Absolutely. Couldn't disagree more.
So that's Kapunda's 5th goal now, which probably isn't enough to win too many games of footy, and that's why Newry are running away with a 7-goal lead at the moment. As we see Bailey Jones and Connor White return to the field.
Bailey Jones looking very sore as he's running out. Is he cold or just hurt?
He has sat on the bench for quite a while, so maybe it's as much cold as anything else.
He weighs about 3 kilos, so the wind would be going straight through him at the moment.
As Whistler wins another tap, Bailey Jones is still a very good little footballer.
He is. As Fallon gets a kick off half back, Kicks wide to the marquee contest of Jenner versus Evans.
As the ball goes out for another stoppage.
No, just miss that.
And a very dour game here for most of the contest, but breaking open a little bit in this quarter as Nuri looking to clear here.
Rosenzweig dishes to Kyle Jenner, and there'll be another stoppage.
Another stoppage. We've had that constantly all day. And despite being a dour contest, Nuri running away with the game now. 12 goal 10 82 to Kapunda's 5 goal 8 38 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard.
Whistler another tap forward for Kapunda. He's scalped here by Nuri though, as Damasi goes down in front of the pack. Billy Nichols makes some space. Aaron Laverty.
Number
Outside of the boot.
and
has
kick through the football.
Missed a sitter.
Kick through the football, Aaron. Come on, mate. Drop punt.
And as Nuri's goal kicking coach, Riley Haynes, laments their lack of listening.
I'm not happy. Not happy. I will be letting him know on the car ride home about that one.
Aaron, I suggest you start hitchhiking.
Nah, he's driving. He's driving. I drove here, you can drive home.
Clearly.
Well, he shouldn't have been doing too much drinking during the day, so he should be right to drive. Evans goes long out of fullback, out towards Whistler and Ryan, who probably spoil each other in the end. And we've got a free kick that I didn't
free
see.
kick from nowhere.
And Fowlis has played on and found...
James Bentley.
No, that looks like Edwards, doesn't it?
Oh, donk. Alex Edwards. Haven't seen much of him today.
And you are surprised.
He's been... have to give everything to Alex at the moment. He's been on fire in the B grade at the moment. And
he'll back himself to kick that.
It's the goal, and it's gone through across the face for a behind.
as Zach Dahms would say, Alex Edwards is the best set shot at the club. I suppose
asking.
Even the best miss him, I suppose.
Evans plays on from fullback.
Mitchie Norton.
Norton.
That was a good contest by Norts.
Good scouting there from Billy Nichols, who handballs to Scott
Bentley driving it forward.
Oh,
another
there's the mark of
beautiful
the
mark.
Yeah, give him the port.
Yes.
Yep. To all the Nuri trainers, that will be mark of the day.
They are close by, and we are trying to influence them. That is the mark of the day.
Brody, I'll be mark of the day. Thank you. That'll be mark of the day. As the Nuri trainers say, Alfie had the mark, but Jackson Baldwin has stolen mark of the day right in front of us.
So we've got Baldwin lining up, probably only 25 metres out directly in front. James Bentley missed one from here just before, but Baldwin has...
Jackson loved that straight off the boot.
Jackson Baldwin, a slightly different creature to Bentley. He doesn't miss goals like that.
No.
That's at least his third for the day, so he's actually been quite a good player on the day for Nuri.
And has been creative and made a lot of space by taking Kapunda defenders with him.
Yeah, we're pretty stoked about the lockdown in Victoria at the moment. Jackson is meant to be at a wedding in Melbourne this weekend, so we're not upset that Melbourne's locked down.
I think there'll be a few sore boys after this week with all the stoppages and hard at it in and under work. And I think the bye will come at the right time for both teams.
Absolutely. I think that there'll be light trainings this week for both clubs, if at all.
Yeah, no one's training on Tuesday. It's way too cold.
You sound like Zach Dahms.
No, Darmsy doesn't train at all.
Right, we've got Whistler going up against Burgess again in the ruck, and Whistler gets over the top, and Burgess gets done for shepherding again. I would have thought he would have learned after the last one, but being a ruckman
bright
takes a while. Here we got White Ryan up against Mitch
Good
Norton.
contest by White there to bring it down.
Need to clear
John
here.
A, good smother there, and Scott Bentley breaks out of the
Sam Fallon to Daniel Burgess. Yeah. As Burgess holds it up And waiting for an option.
Goes long.
Good mark.
Oh, that's he's put down what should have been a good mark.
Billy Nichols scrags it out.
They'll be fighting over this.
Baldwin just turning his defender inside out.
Was that Edwards. Edwards to chase it down. Madden with the shepherd. Alex Edwards.
Kicks for goal.
He loves that.
Around the corner.
The donk.
Good set shot.
Alex
Good
Edwards.
snap.
The donk.
This is becoming a bit of a blowout here now. Takes Nuri on to 14 goal 12. 96 to Kapunda 5 goal 8. 38 on the Grant Burge Wines scoreboard.
And the game's gone, but Kapunda need to show something here and at least redeem a little bit of pride with a couple of late goals.
No, it definitely hasn't been a 10-goal contest, but Nuri actually have worked really well in this last quarter as the game's opened up. We thought it was going to open up to Kapunda's favour with Whistler getting on top, but Nuri have actually played some real attacking footy with it a bit open as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This quarter, Whistler has been nothing short of fantastic. Hasn't really lost a tap. Just need the drive from the midfielders as he wins another tap.
This one goes to Bentley, though, who sharks it. Who
Probably
kicks
gets under it a bit much.
And who's that's marked? Fraser Evans has taken a good defensive mark. Looks like he's going to... Evans kicks up the middle.
That is
Dodd.
a fantastic kick.
Dodd needs to play on quickly.
The first time Kapunda have had any real good ball movement through the middle of the ground today.
And here we go to Mudge.
He's played too far out to score.
Mudge goes forward, and we can see... No, we see Riley Menzel in his first year of senior footy. Nearly getting away with it here, and the umpire's going to call it for another ball up, I think.
Young Riley Menzel, he's a talented young cricketer, isn't he?
Very good young cricketer and a good talented young footballer. He's only 16 maybe, so he's...
he's definitely holding his own today.
Yep. Had a few kicks in the under-17s this morning as well, so...
That was a very close game as well. Could have gone either way.
And a lot of young talent coming through in the Kapunda area. Actually saw a Snapchat last night of a young Casadia selling a bit of candy at a junior game.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if young Casadia's father plays a bit of B-grade footy in the second half of the year with Wade Champion.
I heard last year there was a fair plan of that happening.
Yep, so that may even come to fruition next game against Tanunda here, which is also another live stream game. But you'll have to get here early to see Mark Casadia because he'll be running around in the Bs if he decides to make the trip.
Be worth the price of admission just to see him and Turrell joining forces again.
I'm very glad he didn't play today because that would have been a horrible time in the midfield. Chasing that around all day, no fun.
He's actually fitter now than when he was playing, which is quite unbelievable because he had no body fat in his whole career and was as fit as anything, but he's in ripping nick at the moment, the boys said.
I'll be here next week, so it'll be interesting to see if he buys a round.
That's one thing he probably won't do.
Typical school teacher.
As Nuri switched the ball to the outer side.
Which is Mason Grates with the footy. He'll go, I would have thought he'd go wide.
It's been quiet today, but hasn't had a lot to do.
Comes back to Burgess, which Burgess doing, he's played on. Burgess handballs the ball across to Norton.
Who's just going to...
He's got plenty of time to chip up the middle to
beautiful
Fallon.
pass there.
Does it go to Damasi? No, it goes to Luke Johnno.
Looking for Baldwin.
And that'll go out.
Takes it on the bounce and he's taken over the line. As we approach the 28-minute mark in the final quarter, must be almost ready for the final siren.
Yes, I think Kapunda will be waiting for the siren here, and they need to put this one behind them pretty quick. With the bye next week and regroup and come back, they've got Tanunda and Nuri. Who have you got first game of the round?
We have a very nice trip to South Gawler next week, or the week after the bye.
You'll be looking forward to that, I presume.
Yeah, well, KFC on the way home is always good when you're playing Gawler, but obviously seeing how well South Gawler's going in the A grade, it'll be a very, very tough game.
Mike, have you heard any scores from around the grounds yet today?
No, not a thing. My sources have let me down today.
Yeah, as of mine, I've flicked a couple of text messages out to a couple of reserves blokes in Anguston, and they're not really giving me much from the blue and white battle.
That might be saying something, though. South may well be on top.
They are a very, very good side with Paddy White and Whitwer running around.
Yep, they got good numbers on all lines, and yeah, it will be hard to beat this year.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, they were very good last year. Just Gawler Centrals were 50 points better.
Looks like Kapunda's captain's limping off here. I'm not sure if he's cold and cuddling with the trainer, or looks like he's got a.
He's not
his
Mitch
ankle.
Norton.
No, he's not Cuddles Norton.
So Kapunda are one short out there down back at the moment. Jacob Heinze leads. And James Bentley.
He
cuts
picked
that
his
off.
pocket
Kyle
there.
Jenner gets nearly run down.
Yeah, he should have got run down there as he goes out to Damasi, who goes to Baldwin. Baldy should wheel around.
Beautiful connection there.
To wheel around.
Baldwin goes to Madden,
Madden,
but
that's
it's
over the top.
better read by Lane Curtis, who sprinted down from just coming off from on the bench. Lane Curtis, another one of Kapunda's youngsters, would only be 20.
And there it is.
As you hear the final siren here at Kapunda Oval. And final score, Nuriootpa 14 goal 12 96, running out comfortable winners over Kapunda 5 goal 8 38 on the Grant Burgewine scoreboard. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Teeks. We'll have a
Thank
bye.
you, guys.
We'll have a long weekend bye next week, but
Okay, but the week after, sorry.
Week after that, I think the live stream will be back here at Kapunda in the Kapunda Tanunda match of the round.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
hopefully we'll have you back on, Bearcat. You've been fantastic today. And good to have Sam back on the AV. Definitely much more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Thank you.